See if we can hang longer than we could hang this morning, because this morning was rough. Rough and tumble and raggedy. Feels like it's cooled down a little bit, and it's supposed to start cooling down in earnest tomorrow. So that's good. Oh no. The burbs. The burbs are out. Scrub Jay, chicken out the whole neighborhood. Hello. I have summoned you. You must come when I summon. You will arrive when you are summoned. Did you have a bad day? On a huge Sweeney Todd kick right now. My wife bought me tickets to go see in 3 weeks. Oh, bro, you're gonna love it. Yeah, I've seen Sweeney, I think 3 times, to my memory, and every time it's been great. So you're guaranteed a good time. It's a great show, man. Super great show. Tweedly-deedly-deep. 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 Tweet, 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 tweet. She rocks in the treetop all day long, rocking and a bopping and playing this song. Viking. Skull. Like the nerdiest, fucking dorkiest, softest Viking ever. Bro, I get called a Viking like 90 times every time I do one of these, and I always absorb it. I take it in, because it's like, what am I going to do? Slap somebody's hand away? But it's like, bro. A pacifist Viking. Let's be frank with one another for a second. Or you can be, Joe or Tom. You can even be Sarah if you want. I want to be Raul Fernandez. Vinland Saga. Oh, I don't know Vinland Saga, sir. So you're gonna have to tell me what the fuck that is. Still daylight. Oh, just barely though. Here on the Pacific Coast, the sun goes down pretty fucking late, man. It takes a while to sink. Right now, it's working its way down behind the California coastal range. Typically around 8 o'clock is when dusk fully takes over. Nope. Nope. What? Well, I mean, PST and EST are usually 4 hours apart. That's typical, right? Just got back from the movies. Should get that subscription. Or you get 3 free tickets a week. Yeah, no, I've thought about it, honestly. I like going to the movies, so. Age, guess. You tell me. And if any of you fucking help him out, I'm gonna ban you. Tweedly-deedly-deed. Tweedly-deedly-deed. 57? 69? Damn. You guys are harsh tonight, bro. Like, a couple of you are a little bit crazy with the 24. Or no, that's a 64. Never mind, I'm fucking ancient. Dude, a 26 though? Come on. Well, I'm 44. Because we're in the zone. So you were way fucking high though, bro. Way high. Like 55, bro? Come on, man. Aren't you married? Yeah, I'm married. MAGA. That's like the saddest MAGA I've seen. It's like all, just like one capital letter. MAGA. MAGA. It's like, dude. Gen X cusper. That's me. One foot in Gen X, the other foot in the fucking blighted millennial generation. They're the ones you should hate, by the way. The millennials ruined everything. They destroyed humor. Excuse me. Yeah, the millennials destroyed humor. They leaned into anti-humor. Trump's losing energy. I mean, dude, the guy is in his 70s and he's been campaigning for 8 straight years, bro. Give him a, like, what? Yeah, he's exhausted. Dude, tomorrow we are covering the debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, assuming that there's no fuckery and that it goes forward. I still think there's ample time for fuckery. But, assuming it goes forward, it might be wild. Could be very, very wild. Eating ice cream makes Biden exhausted. That's true. Double chocolate chip. Double chocolate chip, Jack. I can't even right now. I can't even right now. Or like awkward. Fucking millennials suck, bro. They suck the life and joy out of fucking everything. I can't even right now. He has spent over 40% of his presidency sitting on the beach, literally. Oh, chocolate chip. What is even life right now? What is even adulting right now? How do I adult? Oh my god. Bruh moment. Kill me. Okay. Let's reset. Cause this shit goes down a dark path, bro. Bruh moment. Yeah, wow, fuck. The edibles have kicked in. I had to take stock for a second and go like, why am I so high? Oh, it's because you're smoking a joint and you took a fistful of edibles. That would explain it. But yeah, the eddies have leapt to the forefront now. We're pretty stoned. I can't even right now. How many millis? 200. Crossfade? Nah. I don't think so. Maybe though. I don't know. I don't fucking know, bro. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. You never know what you're gonna get. A fistful of edibles. Just a stoner Western. I could dig it. How expensive is it in Cali? Too expensive, bro. Don't even look. We're all rich out here. I'm just kidding. It's not bad, but you can't be like in the nicest parts of Cali for cheap. You can live with me right here in the disgusting, polluted Central Valley of California for relatively cheap, depending on where you're at. Spliff Eastwood. Wow. Wow. You're like the opposite of my dad, and I'm here for it. I'll beat your dad's ass. I'm kidding. I won't. I'm not a violent guy. Paul could very easily hug my dad. Yeah. I would shake your dad's hand. Buy him a beer. No, I probably wouldn't shake his hand. I'm down with shaking hands and everything if I have to, but I really just don't. I'd rather just skip straight to the hug. I feel like that's a better way to start things, the hug. Personally, that's how I prefer it. I prefer a hug. Not one of those fucking shitty Christian side hugs either. I want a real hug. Oh, man. Bro, this has been a bad day for streaming. The hug allows you to whisper a secret, yeah. And get a free sniff of the hair. A free sniff. That's what I'm in it for. The free sniff. What kind of shampoo are you using? Little finger nibble. Stripping Granny's back. Dirty. She's still belly dancing around. That filthy granny. She no shame? This is where I ran off to? Yeah. Yeah. I've been inconsolable lately. Like, literally, like, I get locked into this kind of, like, thing where I want to do one of two things. I want to, like, either sleep or, do, like, study Chinese. And my brain is too full of Chinese right now. I can't. I did a whole lesson today, and I can't remember any of it. So I'm gonna have to go back and redo the whole fucking lesson I did today. Because I did too much. Like, I got through nationalities and shit, and I did all the fucking extra practice and stuff for that. And it started, the next module is professions. And I went through it, and but I can't fucking remember none of it. I learned doctor, lawyer, server, and I can't remember a single one. So I overdid the Chinese. Well, Mandarin, sorry.
You did too much today.
Yeah, I packed too much.
You gotta do the one a day.
That's what they try and get you to do with Duolingo, but it also rewards you if you do more. So it's like, but yeah, I think 1 or 2 modules a day, because I did like 4 modules today. I just was like, I want to just finish this out. I had like some Hanzi practice, and then I had like the big hard challenge at the end, and then I did 2 like side practice modules, and then I tried to move on to the new module. I went through the first fucking lesson, and like I said, dude, I learned 6 new words and like 2 new conjugals, and I can't remember any of them. But I'm solid on all the other shit up to that.
And you can redo all the lessons.
Yeah. You can always just go. So I'm gonna have to, though. I'm gonna have to go back and do that lesson again. It's okay if you don't remember, just practice what you do know, then do more when you feel ready. Yeah, I just did too much today. I just spent too much time doing it. But my brain is like super pumped, because I haven't like tried to learn a new language in a long time, and I've always found it fun. So, but I've been just like leaning on it kind of heavily recently.
You can do like that big front loading if you have someone to practice with that knows it outside of it.
If I was in like a class environment, I think I could do more of it, but it's like the way that it does it is very intensive and direct and repetitive and quick, and like it works. It's like really helped me to lock down the first 2 modules. Like I feel like I can, do basic Chinese shit and talk about basic food stuff. I can talk about basic nationalities, and I know the conjugals of the nationalities, so the difference between saying China and Chinese. And then I learned some conversational stuff, like the difference between hello and hi, ni hao and hi. I learned some things like, I don't know. Once again, I'm trying to think too much about it now. I'm trying to go through everything I know. You have another language in mind after Chinese? No.
Yeah, let's just put this in the Rolodex. Like, I got 5 I'm going to do this year or whatever.
No, I hope to be able to speak kind of conversationally by the end of 2025 with bad American pronunciation and basically relying heavily on pinyin. That's basically where... If I stick to what I'm doing,
and maybe find some next level of it,
yeah,
once you get more comfortable.
But I think I could get there. I think I could get to the point where I could understand and carry on basic conversation in Chinese by this time next year. But that'll depend on me being fucking Sorry, I just joined. What program are you using? I've used Pimsleur for Russian for 2 years and love it. Pimsleur? Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm using Duolingo.
But should you succeed, you should solicit them for a fucking sponsored segment.
Yeah. That's true. If I learned how to do it, I should get on the Duolingo payroll for sure. Yeah, I'm learning Mandarin. And that for no reason other than just for the pleasure of learning it. I think it's a beautiful language. Like, what really has kind of set me off is listening to the Tao. I have an audiobook of the Tao where, because the Tao Te Ching is so truncated, I guess. It's like very short. I found a translation, or like one where they read it in Chinese and then they read it in American, or English, which is really neat. But yeah, it was like listening to that and playing Monkey Souls, honestly. Black Myth Wukong. There's a lot of people that like don't like that game, I guess, and then a ton of people that do. It really speaks to me, like the cultural stuff
And
like
the three body problem interested.
yeah, the three body problem as well. I've been kind of like China interested for a while, just like history and culture and stuff. And so that's the only reason I'm doing it. I'm not planning on using it for anything in my life, really. But I'm telling you, like, with that game, China, like, hit the AAA video game scene. Like, and it's a giant cultural wet kiss from China. It's like, hey, look at our history, look at our mythology, look at our art, listen to our music, listen to our language. Dude, when you're starting a game, don't go in and turn on the Chinese language track with subtitles. You're doing yourself a massive disservice, bro. I've listened to the American dub that most people are playing on, I guess, and it is fucking ludicrously bad. But a Chinese dub is great. My favorite character in the series is there's a dude named Zhu Dog, who is the guy that makes your pills. And I love whoever did his performance and character design. I just love everything about him. English, Paul. No such language as American.
It's debatable.
I would strongly disagree with that. I would say that there's no official language such as American, but I do think that there is an entire variation of English that I would call American English that borders on its own language depending on how regional you get dialectically.
Can you tell me what an aubergine is?
An aubergine? Aubergine is, oh my god. I know the word, but I don't. I know.
It's an eggplant.
Oh, okay.
So like that's a big difference between fucking British English and American English.
Yeah.
Most people aren't going to fucking know the two.
Well, British English too, you could look at it the other direction. There's tons of slang and weird shit, like weird Cockney rhyming slang stuff that's been worked into the language over there as colloquialism, that if you go over there as an American and you go to like Liverpool or whatever, you could sit down with a family that speaks English fluently, and so do you, and understand about a third of what they're saying if you're lucky. I mean, some variations of the English language are wildly, wildly different. And from what I understand, the same is true of Chinese, Mandarin, and Cantonese, and then there are just like 80 known regional dialects, dialectical Chinese spoken all over China. Some of them very, very different. So, you know, I think that's one of the things that fascinates me right now about China is, you know, I got pretty standard American public school education, and China was not part of it. What I learned about China, I could fit into a fucking single sheet of paper.
Well,
And
the only real history of China that I learned was like old Chinese history, like the time of the emperors and shit.
I didn't even get that. I literally got just like nothing about China, nothing about Eastern culture at all, nothing about Russia, nothing about China, nothing about any Southeast Asian country, except for when I got into high school, I learned about the times that America had gone to war in those regions.
You
But
think those wars are why they've been so reluctant to cover that part of the world?
I think it's communism. I don't think it's war. Well, I think the wars are an outcrop, but yeah, I think it's like a natural outcropping of the Red Scare in America, that it just wasn't allowed to be taught with any kind of like comprehensiveness in public school. But I think it was just implicit.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think a lot of my teachers knew fucking thing one about China. It just wasn't, being worldly in that way wasn't part of my education. And what little bit of that I got was almost entirely white history shit. European history shit, you know what I mean? Knights and barons
like,
and kings
in terms
and
of
queens.
African history, beyond just the slaves came from Africa, that was about it.
Right. I took an AP history course and learned about the Boer Wars. And that's the first piece of African history that I'd ever learned in my life. And one of the only pieces of African history that I've ever learned to this day, that I can even remember anything about. So I'm like, I make fun of it a lot. And I actually make light of it. Like, I'll do these like hyper American, hyper patriotic kind of characters and stuff. And I'll talk about how, like, I don't need to know about your country. I'm American. Everything that matters happens here. Right? But the truth of the matter is that I'm pretty ignorant when it comes to the world.
America comes from everywhere else. Pretty much every other country's older
Right.
than America.
Right. And to have a full understanding of American history, you need to understand these other countries because, like you said, America's a country of immigrants, right? There are massive amounts of Chinese people that, you know, ethnically Chinese people here that have added parts of their culture to our culture. You know, and to know absolutely nothing. And it's not like China is some sort of like more recent empire or whatever. China's ancient. Like, China was, you know, BC kind of ancient. It's on par or around the same time as medieval Europe.
I learned a fuck ton about ancient Rome and ancient
Oh yeah,
Greece.
ancient Rome, ancient Greece, ancient Britain with the kings and the queens and the Roman Empire and the French. Oh, I learned all about that. And the French Revolution, I even learned about that. Because that was a white people history thing. And I learned very little in school, all the way up until high school, about Hispanic history, which is crazy given where I grew up. I knew nothing about Mexico, nothing
Even
about
though
South
you
America or Central
lived
America.
in what was once Mexico.
I was born and raised on land that was once Mexico and had a functional 80-20 split between the races. 80% Hispanic when you took the migrant population, 20% white or non-Hispanic.
Yeah. And a lot of the white people there were probably Hispanic to some degree.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot. Obviously, all my cousins are mixed, all of them, mixed race, Hispanic and white. So it's like,
You couldn't tell me probably fuck one about the last major historical event in Mexico in the past 100 years or whatever.
I know that they elected a Jewish lady for a president. I know that happened over there. I know that like there's like a real problem with drug cartels being so powerful that they own a lot of local law enforcement, and so they kind of like effectively own certain towns and parts of Mexico. I know that they eat lots and lots of beans. They eat ants' eggs in Mexico. That's a fun fact. I know a little bit about like the Aztec Empire and the Toltec and Olmec empires.
But
But yeah.
anything in between is just.
But anything about like what's gone on in Mexico other than drug wars and they elected a president that's a lady, I don't know. What the fuck? I don't know. What's happened in the world outside of the United States? I don't know. Growing up there, did you pick up a lot of Spanish? Conversationally, yes. But I learned more Spanish just taking it in school.
I imagine it was very clicky.
Yeah. It was very, like, I learned a lot of, like, colloquialisms from my friends and stuff and their families. Like, little, like, que onda, güero, or que onda, que pasa, those types of things. Like, I knew what all that shit meant and I could say it back.
Yeah.
But I didn't really start learning how to say a sentence until I took a year or two of it in high school. And even now, like, I can understand it if someone speaks very slowly to me and gives me the chance to figure out my sentence, but I'm not anywhere near fluency or conversational in Spanish. Same thing with French. If somebody slows it way the fuck down, I can understand it.
Or if you read something.
If I read something, I can puzzle out what the general idea is, and I can, in a very probably halting and basic manner, ask a basic question about a facility or something. I can do that, but that's it. So I wouldn't be like completely and utterly lost in France, but I wouldn't be able to have a conversation with a French person in French. So I have all the, I have one language, and I would like to have two. And, it's not as easy to pick up a language at my age as it would have been if I'd have started doing this at 10 or something. But it's possible.
Why do you think it is that the U.S. seems to, like, push it until high school? A lot of...
What do you mean?
Like, just language learning in general, like, they just push it to high school.
Yeah, it makes no sense because you've already missed, like, the prime time to get a kid speaking two languages. That has changed a little bit.
Yeah.
When I was doing, at least here in this area, when I was, working at the school district, there were Spanish classes that they were teaching grade schoolers.
Because the only opportunity I had to learn a language before high school was this, like, after-school Mandarin thing.
Yeah.
And then in high school, it was Latin or Spanish, and the Spanish class was just taken up by everyone that already knew Spanish.
Latin
so
is Latin. It's cool that you got to take Latin.
But I can't fucking talk to anyone with it.
Not only that, but it's like, what an odd language to offer in favor of instead of, like
more Spanish classes
or
French.
Russian, French,
Yeah.
Mandarin, like any number of the massive languages that are spoken on this planet that could be a utility to you as a person. Or you could learn a dead root language.
Yeah.
I mean, I will give you this. Which I learned a little bit of Latin, but not through class, through chamber choir.
Yeah.
And it was easier for me because I had taken a year and a half of French by that point.
Yeah. It's
So-
a foundation to
right.
where if I'd pursued a Romance language,
You would have a
a
mass.
half step ahead.
Well, no, you would have a massive jump ahead.
Yeah.
Stuff that is really hard about like the masculine and feminine in Romance languages is tough for people. La estrella, or el mundo, not la mundo, not el estrella, right? You have to conjugate things differently based on whether something is masculine or feminine.
But really, what it availed me of is I know some root words of some harder, like, higher level vocabulary. So I
Well,
can piece that out.
The cool
faster.
thing about Latin is you've got root words that you've learned for English.
Yeah.
You
That's what
know,
I mean. It's like it helps you read English better.
helps you read all Romance languages and English better. Yeah, for sure. You would have a point of reference on Greek. You would have a point of reference on.
Now, Greek and Latin have very little. I feel like
There's interplay.
yeah, there's some interplay, but it's Greek roots is almost exclusively medical terminology.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, they did have their own alphabet or whatever
Yeah.
versus, but I mean, like just the area of the world that those two languages sprung up, they're connected. What do they call those? Semitic languages?
Well, the Latin teacher I had was also fluent in Hebrew. He taught his kids Hebrew and Latin so they could extra read the Bible.
I think I'm correct then. I think that, yeah, I mean, I think that when I went and talked to my brother-in-law, he was talking to me about my nephew. He said he's learning a little bit of Greek for that same reason. Because, you know, he wants to be able to understand the Bible without, because I guess he's of that age where he wants to get deeper into the Bible and he realizes that like translation is often a little bit weird, right?
Yeah. Well, it's gone through so many permutations,
Right.
even from the first time it was translated into English.
I feel like that like sometimes meaning is lost in translation. In fact, that's a term, right? Lost in translation means like, you know, the essence of a phrase only really hits in its mother tongue. And when you translate that phrase into a different tongue, it's almost like taking that cultural tradition and trying to make it make sense over here. There's all kinds of shit like that. I don't know any off the top of my head, but I remember.
Well, the whole argument that started the whole thing was you talking about the translation of something that may or may not mean gay men.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So, and it was a Greek word too that was used by Paul. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. I can't remember any of them, but I love when people will say like these Chinese anecdotes that are filled with like cultural reference and historical reference that make total sense to Chinese people who, by the way, in the same way that we are steeped in their own country's history and relatively ignorant about the rest of the world. So it's not just, they probably get a better taste than we do. I'll be honest with you. Most of the world does. I think Europe has a better education about what happens in America than America has about what goes on in Europe.
Well, to them, they think America is but a blip compared to our nations.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I imagine maybe China focuses more on older history rather than revolution and all stuff like that.
I imagine it's very, like, I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know how and with what angle the revolution is covered in standardized Chinese education. I don't. I know it's mentioned. I just don't know in what context. What I do know is watching the Three Body Problem.
They do not like their own revolution.
They do not want their own revolution portrayed negatively.
Yeah.
They love the revolution. They don't love the ugly parts of the revolution. The environmental degradation, the murders, the struggle sessions, the forced re-education, the slavery. They don't like none of that. They like that people of China rose up and decided to put their culture before the world's culture. And whatever, that's an admirable part of their history. But it came with a lot of anti-intellectualism, persecution of their scientists, and it set their country back technologically for like 100 years. It's been horrible. maybe not 100 years, like 50 years.
Yeah.
But 50 years of like a whole generation of people who like almost had to live a more agrarian lifestyle as a result of just stripping out all of the multiculturalism out of their society and focusing completely on the state. But that is something that, like, you know, I'll get called a fucking tanky or whatever for it, but that is something that is really interesting to me about Chinese history, is Chinese people have a whole different way of looking at their individual selves than American people or Western people do. Their whole tradition is steeped, our tradition is steeped in Judeo-Christianity, which has a very unique and kind of punitive view of the self.
Yeah. Like, you are responsible for you.
Right. But in Eastern tradition, it's steeped in Taoism, Theravada Buddhism, and the self is eliminated in those. Like, both of those philosophies and religions are about destroying the self in favor of joining yourself with the Tao.
But Christianity is about, you have to be the one to decide.
Christianity is so focused on the self that after you die, your self comes out and is judged for everything you did.
Yeah.
Right? That's the central part. Now, that is part of the judgment is different in Theravada Buddhism. It's samsara wheel.
Christianity also puts responsibilities on the self. Like, you have to evangelize. You have to
spread this. You are responsible for spreading the good word. You are responsible for going to. It's just a different cultural tradition, and it.
Well, that's part of like the kind of empire building that Christianity fueled a lot of that empire building. We're gonna save the sinners. We're gonna destroy the heretics. Teach them the new way.
Yeah. And so the way that modern Chinese people interact with the state and think about the state is very interesting to me. And I don't think that anybody could credibly say that an entire people is incorrect. And I don't think anybody could ignore the things that China is able to achieve as a result of that uniformity.
Do you think that the more like passive philosophy of the Tao is exploited for the Chinese government's gain? Like, don't fight the system, be one with the system.
I mean, the Tao is not necessarily like, the Tao is very prescriptive about how government should leave people the fuck alone.
But I just mean like the philosophy of as yourself, not fighting.
Right, yeah. But yeah, allowing things to happen is part of the Tao. The Wu Wei is what they call it. Inaction is the mother of all action. And so you are not supposed to struggle against your society despite disagreeing with it. You're supposed to accept things that you are powerless to change.
And do you think that instills more powerlessness?
Yes. Well, I don't even know if it's powerlessness. I think it's a different way of looking at yourself. Your individualism is magnified in the West. It's like, look at me, right? I'm just a dude with long hair and a beard, but every time I do one of these, how many comments do I get? Cool beard. You look like this. You look like that. My individualistic drive to look the certain way that I do is just fed back to me in this culture every second of every day. China is the opposite. China really doesn't celebrate personal accomplishment. And when it does, it's typically personal accomplishment in service of some state entity or some enterprise that pushed the people of China forward, right?
Well, it's like with the Three Body Problem show, it's taking this book and making it, presenting China in a better light with it.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, is like that book is heavily critical of the Chinese government, especially during the Cultural Revolution. And The fact that it came out in China and that it released is kind of a testament to the liberalization of China. But there are edited versions of it that
Well, yeah, the version in China, the Cultural Revolution part is like shoved in the middle.
yeah, it's toned down and recontextualized. And in the book or in the show, the Chinese show, it's all but excised.
Yeah.
It's almost like they just don't want to talk about it. It's like the backdrop is there, but why fucking what's her name decided to do what she did, Ya Xia.
Yeah.
Why she decided to do what she did is completely just like
Her dad just got sick.
her dad just died.
Reason.
Her dad just died. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, there's clearly government overreach when it comes to crafting a narrative about Chinese greatness. But couldn't you say the same thing about America? And our America-centric kind of way that we are raised to worship our founding fathers and the document of the Constitution, the way that we learn about manifest destiny, as if it was like, I don't know how you learned about it, but I learned about manifest destiny as if it was an excuse for what we did to the Indians.
I learned of it more as this is what they used as their excuse at the time.
Yeah, it was just like, here's what I was taught. A lot of people believed that America had a manifest destiny on the continent to own the continent from the East Coast to the West Coast, and that drive and belief pushed people west. Not like there was an extermination of an entire culture.
Yeah, at the point that I was in school and also doing most of my schooling very close to a Native American reservation, they fleshed out the genocide part of the history a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you didn't grow up right next to a reservation.
I mean, we're 15 minutes from a res right here.
Yeah, but not like in it.
No, I didn't grow up in a res, no.
Where all the kids are integrated into the same school district.
Yeah, I don't know how the tribal school district stuff works. I think a lot of those kids are bussed out of the tribal area and taken to public school.
Yeah.
It's my understanding.
But did you see any of them when you were going to school?
Tribal kids?
Yeah.
How would I know?
Well, that's kind of telling.
That's my thing. Is like I don't think that around here,
Yeah.
when you go to a res, the American Indian people dress like everybody else and are pretty kind of like oftentimes indistinguishable from Mexican kids, or like I wouldn't know, if that, because they're not like wearing traditional Indian garb or whatever. They're
Well,
wearing.
I'm not saying that they're like wearing but like they'll talk about it.
Oh well, I never talked with the kids. It wasn't my job to ever
Maybe not when you were in school is what I was saying.
Oh, did I know any Indian kids off the res when I was in school? No.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I'm saying. It was like I was going to a school where, those kids were in the same building.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
something like
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Rich kids and poor kids should go to the same schools. No more class segregation. I mean, how are you going to enforce that? I guess just like enforce regional schooling. Like every kid that lives in this geographical area has to attend this grade school, this middle school, this high school.
Well, the thing with it is because of redlining, that doesn't always work.
Right.
Like, if anything, like, it creates... I think the way my school district used to do it, where you could, like, pick your high school, kind of allowed more cross-traffic, so it wasn't just, like, all the people in this poor area of town are geographically closest to this school, and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You grew up in a larger metropolitan area. my schools and stuff, there was no choice. It was like you got to go. You went to whatever school your neighborhood was in the district of.
And that leads to some segregation byproduct of like,
Oh, yeah.
people in this area tend to be this income group and they all
Well,
mostly go to this school.
Because my mom and dad bought a house eventually in a part of town that was kind of on the outskirts of town, I ended up going to Howard Elementary and middle school instead of finishing out my elementary at Millview and then going to Thomas Jefferson Middle School. And I got a way like weirder, worse middle school education because Howard Elementary was a migrant school, underfunded country school versus you've seen Thomas Jefferson, big, beautiful, center of town school.
Yeah.
So my sisters all got to go because they changed the districting because all got to go to TJ. But I had to do my middle school at Howard,
Yeah.
and it sucked.
Because the neighborhood.
But it was also fun. It was a smaller school, which meant smaller class sizes, which meant more time with your teacher and stuff. So it wasn't all bad. But I definitely didn't get prepped for high school like the kids that went. Like they had lockers and different teachers for different classes.
Well, the thing is, in my high school, we didn't have lockers. I had them at middle school, but not high school.
That's weird. Yeah, I mean, my second high school didn't like, well, so North Campus, South Campus. North Campus is the old high school. I went there for freshman year. And then South Campus opened up. Well, it actually opened up my freshman year, but then I had classes on South Campus. South Campus didn't have lockers. It was like lockers are like an older style thing. If you went to a newer school, like I don't know when your school was built.
It was built pretty
Recently.
Yeah.
There's not going to be lockers. Having school lockers is like a 50s or 60s school. If you had a school that was built in the 50s, 60s, or 70s.
Yeah, because the middle school I went to was a lot older.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's kind of a pain because you just have to haul your shit everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, well, backpacks
Yeah,
is
but
what everybody did.
You start having more and more things in those backpacks, and it gets to be a big.
Dude, we wouldn't have had it any other way, though.
Yeah.
Like, we loved... Dude, backpacks were part of your fashion back when I was a kid, dude. That low-slung JanSport. Your first thing you would do... Because if you wore your backpack all high up on your back, you were a nerd. You had to take those straps and let it all the way out till there was, like, that much. So that shit would just droop when you wore it.
Yeah,
and it was
you
part
all
of...
fucked up your backs from it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because, like... But you didn't have to carry a laptop and...
Oh, hell
12
no.
books.
No. We just had, like, a bunch of books.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of shit, you know, some of it we shouldn't have had, some of it we should have.
Yeah.
Kept our smokes in there, kept our fucking beepers in there. Those of us that had them, I never got a beeper. You know, you could, like, a lot of kids would bring shit to school that you weren't allowed to wear because we knew Fat Richard's route. And so dudes always wanted to have, like, a certain starter shirt on, like a football team shirt or whatever. And so there would be dudes that would carry around in their backpack that just have like a jersey they could throw over their t-shirt. And they'd wait until Fat Richard was on the other side of campus and they'd wear it for like 20 minutes just to be seen in it. And then stuff it back when Fat Richard was making his rounds again. It was retarded. It's like...
Probably the worst thing, though, was the fact that the gym for PE didn't have any showers in the locker room, so you just had to go soaked in sweat to your next class.
Yeah, that's dirty. That's funky. Yeah, ours had a whole gym thing, but dude, I had that fucking experience in there that changed my whole life.
Yeah,
you
I think
know?
there was just too many bad experiences that happened. They're just like, you know what? No one gets showers now.
It wasn't even a bad experience, technically. I get what it was, but like, I don't know, man. Fucking Charlie Barnes, bro. I speak his name. You know why? Because I got nothing bad to say about the dude other than he had a big old giant dick. Man, I'll never forget that day, bro. First day I dressed out freshman year, I was a little toadstool. You know, and I'm taking the shower because I'm all stinky. And fucking Charlie Barnes comes walking in. And that fucking thigh slapping meat, bro. I was like, and then I looked down at my, my fucking little pee-pee, and I was like, God must hate me. For the first time in my life, I realized, holy shit, and everybody in there, it was like an unspoken thing. And I think he knew it. He would just walk around with it. He'd get out of the shower, and like most of the dudes would throw a towel around their waist while they dressed out. He would just fucking come in, thigh slapping through the fucking thing. His locker was all the way at the back, so he had to go past everybody with that big old fucking thing. I speak his name. Jesus.
Yeah, in middle school, the only purpose of the showers, they disconnected them, but they had like the wall there still, so anyone that was embarrassed about getting changed for PE could hide behind the little wall.
Man, we didn't have none of that. Man, it was an open ass floor plan, bro. Everybody saw everything you had on you. Dude, I remember my friend Waylon punched a dude right in the face one time. There was this dude named Albert. He was kind of our friend in PE, but kind of not. He was a Mexican guy, very like trollish, and he was always messing with Waylon, because Waylon was this big, gawky, nerd kind of guy at that point, freshman year. And I remember one time Albert took a wet towel and whacked it at Waylon from behind, and it hit Waylon in the back of the head and wrapped around and like popped him in the eye. And I'd never seen it, bro, but Waylon went nuts. He turned around and just went, and that dude went, oh, fucking everybody was like, whoa, and Waylon, I was like, whoa. He cold cocked him. It's like, okay, noted. Don't push Waylon too far. He'll cold cock you. Beware. Beware, I live. The needs are always huge. Dude, is Andrew around? I know he was around earlier. Man, I gotta fucking talk to Andrew. I've had this shit in my head, and I want to put Andrew up on it, because I know he might make a fucking wild beat about it. But I want him to sample the Forbidden Forest soundtrack. From the Commodore 64. It has that crunchy, bit crushed kind of old 8-bit synthesizer sound. And I think he could fucking bass it up, bro. Sorry. Da, 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 da. Which track? That's why I went and got the thing, bro. I gotta find it again. So there's a couple on here. I just want to put them on to the soundtrack. Maybe even, you know what? I want to check out Beyond Forbidden Forest. This is the sequel, and it had super good soundtrack. Bum, 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 bum. Beyond Forbidden Forest. Yeah, listen. I just love that bit crushed ass, chunky ass sound. Just throw a fuzzed out, overblown 808 on that shit, bro. I know Andrew could do it. I just want to put him on it. Well, this is getting boring. Well, fuck off then, bitch. You think I'm here to entertain you? I need to rename this channel Welcome to the Reverse Zoo, so these motherfuckers stop thinking they're here to get entertained. You are the zoo exhibit, and I'm chilling in my backyard having a beer and enjoying you. The Reverse Zoo. Okay? I give two shits or one fuck about your entertainment value, bro. I'm here to be entertained. You're on the hot seat. You're here to blow me, and I'm here to enjoy it. No, I'm kidding. That's a little too far. A rap song would go hard with that. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. I want him to sample that fucking crunchy, bit crushed, Forbidden Forest shit. No Skibbity Riz in Ohio. I thought you guys asked Gronk. Huh? Get him. Nuke him. Get R. Jacob too, dude. All right. Clean sweep. Operation Clean Sweep engaged. All wrenches. Operation Clean Sweep is engaged. If it's moronism, if it's an incomplete sentence, if it's bullshit, I want these zoo monkeys fucking separated into a different cage. They're fucking up my zoo experience. Okay? They're flinging shit. They're slapping each other's asses, and it's fucking up my program, okay? Yeah, if you're driving, don't worry about it. But if you are present and capable, Order 66, locked in. Any stupidity bullshit, anybody that thinks they're funny but they ain't, anybody that's making a drive-by Skibbity Riz comment, anybody that fucking even sounds stupid, get them out. Motherfuckers forget where they're sitting. You're in my backyard, motherfucker. You're in my backyard, and you better believe I'll slap them chops. All right? I don't put up with that shit in my fucking home. No, I'm kidding. I will ban you, though. Yeah, kowtow. Be my faithful kowtow, okay? That is the best way to handle me. Okay? Any debate predictions? I think it's going to be boring as fuck. Let's be real. I think it's going to be a big snooze fest. I think it's going to be a big disappointment. I don't think it's going to shake anything up. And I think everybody's going to be bored about 10 minutes into it. And I think by the time it ends, everybody's going to be super glad it's over. And I don't think it's going to change a fucking thing. That's my prediction. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I think it's either one of two things, right? I hate to be like, you know, black and white on this, binary kind of thinking, but I think it's either going to be completely boring. I think there's like a 75% chance that it's just a big giant snooze fest with very little interesting anything interplay, right? And I think there's maybe like a 15% chance that it's fucking wild, like buck wild political theater. And I think that there's like maybe another 15% chance that it's a little bit of both. Like that's my call. Okay? That's how it shakes out in my brain. Hope this debate changes the fate of the universe when aliens come down while the cameras are rolling. That would be fucking, dude. I mean, that would be epic, bro. I welcome our alien overlords, bro. Even if they're evil, I'm ready to be enslaved and taken on a ship somewhere else. I'm ready. Let's go. Right? But, yeah. I mean, you could do all this debate analysis stuff, and there's going to be a lot of people like pre-coping, thinking that like this is going to be the thing that like bumps Kamala's flagging fucking numbers back up again, you know, just in time for the fucking kind of last little month or so before the election. I got to be honest with you guys, man. I really fucking feel that this is going to be a big nothing burger. Like, Kamala Harris has had 45 days to establish herself as a different candidate from Joe Biden. And from what I've seen, she spent that 45 days pretending to be Joe Biden. Just kind of like adopting all of his policies, taking his rhetoric and spinning it out, slobbing all over his knob every time she opens her mouth about him. I mean, it's just... And I don't think anybody's fucking jazzed about that. I think they hate her for the same reasons they hated Biden. And the numbers are starting to fucking equalize in these swing states. And it's going to be a horse race, just like I fucking said. And everybody's going to be panicking with their hair on fire here in about a week or two when Kamala doesn't get a big blowout bump from this fucking spectacle we watch tomorrow, right? I think the panic is going to start setting in. Yeah, Kamala should just grab the mic during Trump's speech and just interrupt him and just be like, "He not like us." And then the whole world would explode and everybody would vote for her and Donald Trump would wither away. You know? But I don't think that's going to happen. She has a multi-million-dollar hype machine, and the most she got is a dead heat. I know. And it's not like Nate Silver posted some shit yesterday that was talking about how he's a pollster, so he kind of like analyzes and collates polls and kind of does that for a living. He's talking about this polling company that released this latest poll, has a super wide sample size, and it puts Trump like 2 points ahead in the national average. Now, that doesn't really matter because it's not necessarily swing states, but it is a swing from the last one of these polls that was done. It was a recent poll, post-Labor Day, fully post-Labor Day. So, and he was typing like, you know, it's not like, oh, Kamala's done for, but this is definitely not the direction that the Kamala Harris campaign wants to see things going. They do not want to see this race tighten. It's already too tight, you know, and it tightening is not good news. Behead him. Behead him, dude. Homie thought he was funny. Yeah, dude. I think homie had a stroke typing it. Bro, you look metal as fuck. Yeah, dude. I am, dude. I'm a giant fucking metal god. Do you like Trump better? Do you like Trump better? Let me ask you a question, sir. Do you like Trump better? No, sir. Sir. I would like to ask you a question, sir. Now, I need you to listen to me, sir. Do you like Trump better? Do you like Trump better? Come on now, boy. Come on now, boy. Give me that answer now. Come on now, boy. Don't keep a bio boy waiting now. Come on, give me that answer now. You like Trump better? Or do you like Kamala Harris better? You tell me, man. You tell me, man. I'm asking you straight from the bio. Straight from the bio, is Trump better or Kamala better? You know what I mean, man? Don't keep me waiting, man. Don't keep me waiting, man. You didn't have to, I don't think you had to like censor that, bro. But yeah, he Trump fucking rocks, huh? I will tell you, dude, the fist pump after he almost got his head blown off was pretty fucking epic, bro. You can't take that away from him, bro. You can fucking cope and seethe about it if you want, but that was, dude. There, I don't think anybody's gonna beat that for a long time, bro. I'll give you that much. But no, I'm not a big Trump fan, bro. I'm not a big Kamala fan either. I'm not planning on voting for either of them chumps. Yeah, that shit was wild. You gotta give him that, bro. Oh, dude, that's just the post-truth shit, though. Something happens in the world now, and you know, like the balance of people go like, how is this staged? You know, it's a choose-your-own-adventure novel out there in the world, and we're all just fucking along for the ride. Ban TJ, ban TJ, ban TJ, ban TJ. That fist pump definitely mattered for like a weekend. No, I think it still matters, bro. I think that solidified up some Republican support in ways that are, it's still helping Trump. Like, we may not be talking about it, but like the echoes of that event are still being felt in them polls. 100%, bro. You think it's about to get wild, Jareth? I don't know, man. You think? I feel like I've been saying it's about to get wild for like 10 years, and it hasn't really gotten wild in the same way that I think yet. But you think it's about to jump? You think it's about to pop? You think some shit's about to pop off? Do you feel it in your bones? I respect it. Maybe. I just don't, you know, I don't trust my own fucking call on it. It's not one of my best calls that shit's about to pop off, you know? It just hasn't, you know? We're going to see some crazy shit in the next 20 years. Yeah, I think that's probably true, but maybe not. Maybe it's just all banal and sad and slow. When the moon is in its 7th hour and Jupiter aligns with Mars and peace across the planet and love will heal the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. Aquarius. A shitbox house is $1 million now. How crazy does it have to get? Yeah, I know, dude. Fucking, I know. Trust me, I know. Bro, I know. I know. A shitbox house. They want $500,000 plus. It's like, huh? Shitbox house, though? Can't even get a shitbox? You want $500,000 up out of me for a shitbox? Excuse me? No, sir. To let you know before you're banned, thick 6. Tell us your favorite joke. I can't. I don't have time. My favorite joke, told in my favorite way, takes almost 2 hours. And I'm not going to do it for you guys. I've done it one time and I truncated. I did like a half-hour version for you guys one time. And that got lost when my old channel got banned. So I really don't feel like, I feel like if I ever do that again, it's going to have to be the 90-minute plus version, the extended cut. Second favorite is pretty long as well. All right. Well, which one is my second favorite? I have a couple good jokes, honestly. Let me think. I mean, I've told that one recently, so I can't really use it. Let me think of another one. Give me a sec. I've told all my good jokes on here before. Coming to Netflix, Paul's One Joke, 1 hour special. Yeah. 1 hour is not enough. To tell the joke the way it was first told to me, and I really think it's a dishonor to the memory of my friend who first told me the joke, to tell it improperly. I sat with this man in a dirty fucking apartment, smoking weed, for nigh on 2 hours listening to this joke, okay? And it was, by far, the most epic joke I've ever heard. I can tell a truncated version. Like I said, I did a half-hour version, and it sucked, okay? And I should have never done it. So you guys can't, you literally can't hear my favorite joke. I would have to do a whole stream on it, dude. And I'm not going to do it. It's a wild joke, bro. And you have to be committed, bro. You have to lock in and throw away your expectations for a joke. You just have to lock in, and I can't. This skibbity ass audience couldn't fucking handle that shit, bro. These kids got 10-second fucking, oh, dude. Andrew, number one, once again, I'm sorry I haven't sent you anything in so long. I'm trying. I'm working. I did a little bit of writing the other day, and I'm gonna lay some shit down. But I wanted to let you know, if you want to move forward with that song, I don't want to hold that song up, bro. Like, if you want to get Jareth on that song, I know Jareth's ready to spit. You know what I mean? Like, I could join you on the next one, but I wanted to, even more important, honestly, I need to put you up on game, bro. Okay? I'm gonna play something for you right now, and I want you to tell me if you think it's as crunchy as I think it is and could make a fucking dope ass beat the way I think it is. I could, right? I already played it for people earlier, and we're not gonna play the whole thing, but just like, tell me this isn't fucking, you couldn't fuzz this out and make it a banger, okay? I'm gonna put you up on this. Right? Okay, hold on. Let me play you another one. This is the one that's been in my head, right? I've been thinking about it for a fucking week, and so I'm glad I caught you and remembered. Right? This shit. So it is so you just do Forbidden Forest C64 and Beyond Forbidden Forest C64. Those are just two old video games, and just do the soundtrack. And there's playlists on YouTube with each song. Dude, I recommend, if you want, because I just played you a little sampling, bro. There are like 5 or 6 themes per game. And I think that, like, out of those 5 and 6 per games, 4 or 3 at least per game could be mega dodeca bangers, bro. With that fuzzed out, bit crushed sound, with a fucking overdriven 808, bro. That could be, dude, am I wrong that could be dirty as fuck, bro? Like Beauregard as fuck. Fuzzed out, overdriven 808, filling out that low end. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so it's Forbidden Forest. So all you have to search on YouTube, Forbidden Forest C64 soundtrack, Beyond Forbidden Forest C64 soundtrack. Those are the two I want you to listen to. Just add it, dude, just fucking, you don't even have to do anything with it. I've just been thinking about it and thinking about passing it to you for a minute. Could be dope. Could be super duper dope. If you could get a guitar tone and riff, that would be sick, yeah. Oh yeah, dude. They're all boss themes. It's a boss rush game, but fucking old as fuck, from like the late 80s. And each boss, here, dude, I'll play you a little bit fucking more, bro. Cause fuck it. I'm thinking about it now. Let me find the fucking playlist over here. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see. Let me skip ahead to one of these others. Spider. I don't think the Spider was a good one. Victory Dance. The Victory Dance is actually kind of good. Here, let's see. I think the Victory Dance could fit. Here's the Victory Dance coming up. Okay, hold up. Oh, there. Fuck. God damn it. Okay, here. Victory Dance. Dude, am I wrong? Am I wrong, bro? Let me find the one that I fucking... There's the dragon theme, the frog theme, bro. This one rent-free in my head when I was a kid. Yeah, dude, listen. Hold up. Here we go. Listen. Listen to this frog theme, bro. This is the frog boss. I mean, what are you gonna do, bro? I mean, it just goes on and on, bro. That's just the first game. Like, it's like I said, it's like eight tracks a game with the Victory Dance, the intro song, the outro song, and you might find 5 or 10 gold mines up in there. Dude, we could probably do... Dude, I have whole ass thoughts about this because that shit has lived rent-free in my head since I was like 8. Like a whole ass fucking album of Beauregard shit called Beyond the Forbidden Forest or some shit, bro. Like, I could see it, bro. I could smell it because they're just... I love that Bit Crush. I love that old ass fucking 8-bit fucking Bit Crush, bro. Maybe not even 6, maybe just like 4, bro. Just maybe like a little fucking teaser mixtape kind of thing where we pull in whoever you want, you drop whatever you want on it, we cross it up a little bit, and we just get 4 tight songs out of it, and we see what happens. But like that shit right there, it's just fucking, oh, it tingles me up, bro, because it's just been stuck in my head my whole life, dude. But though I will tell you this, bro. Old Commodore 64 soundtracks, this is one of the best, but I'm gonna put you onto another one too, dude. While I got your ear, Aztec Challenge, bro. This is another evolving single piece of music, right? So Aztec Challenge is a game where as you get further in the game, it's a constant game. You can never stop playing until you get to the end. And as you go, it adds layers. So listen, it starts super simple, right? Like a gallop. Oh, there it goes. Right, so this is the beginning of the game when you first start dodging spears and shit. You get a little farther down the path. Get a little farther down the path and it slows down and gets all sparse. again, a little farther down the path. I'm just saying, bro. Old ass C64 music, bro. Gold mine for that Bit Crush sound, and it's super popular right now, bro. A lot of like Cardi, Playboy Cardi, and fucking Lil Uzi Vert. They're using that Bit Crush, and it's super sick, bro. But I have never heard anybody sample those songs. That's old buried lore shit. But dude, I just wanted to throw that at you. Like I said, no fucking pressure or anything. Just, I ain't got the fucking talent, but I know you do. Yeah, bud. For sure, bro. 100%. I've known since I was fucking 8 years old that there were hidden bangers in that C64 library, bro. I'm telling you, you dig around, you might even find some better shit. There were old, like, fucking Bit Crushed vocal samples and shit in certain games. Wild shit, bro. Wild. Super memorable, catchy music. Dude, I know. I just knew, bro. The shit was banging back then, and it still bangs. Some things bang eternally, you know. Some things bang for but a brief moment. Some things bang eternal. Come out, D. I bet I know what you want to do. You want to bork at something, don't you? I bet that's what you want to do, don't you? You want to bork at something. You want a transgressor to dare come in this backyard so you can chase them off. Are John X and Beauregard related? Can't speak on that, son. No disrespect, but can't speak on that. You know, beyond, let's just say beyond like contractual obligation. Can't speak on that. No, it's all good. I don't blame you for asking. You ain't the first to ask me that, but I have to remain mum on anything John X. He's made it very explicitly clear to me that if I step outside of certain boundaries in talking about him, that number one, I lose my journalistic connection to him, and number two, he's probably gonna come fucking take my head off or something. So, one of those fucking things, you know. Metaphysical obligations. Yeah, you could say so. Imagine some stoner fuck in the 1983 listening to that, having the same thought. Then 40 years later, he finds this stream and hears those banger tones. Well, dude, I know that people that, because I got to tell you, and this is, I don't want to fucking get spun out on this because I know people, it's old lore and who fucking cares anymore, right? But gaming back then in that sphere, so those songs I just played you, you didn't get to hear those unless you were like 2% of human households. I'm not even joking. The club was small and exclusive. Computer, like video games on computers were hobbyist on the same level as like those gas powered fucking like super fast remote control cars, or like, you know, like you had to fucking invest some time and effort and money. And so like there's probably not a lot of people out there that grew up listening to those tones. Like very few households in 1985, when my dad got his Commodore 64, had anything like a personal computer in them, you know. And so I was really blessed in a certain way to even get to hear it, bro. Now my mind's on fire with Commodore 64 sounds, bro. There's another banger that I just remembered, and I'm gonna fucking look it up and remember, because I haven't heard it in forever. But I remember it being there might be a sample in here for you too, Andrew, like just a vocal sample, because it's got some of that bit crushed vocal in it. Cave of the Word Wizard.
I am the Word Wizard. Welcome to my cave.
I was right. This one almost, yeah, you're right, Phoebes. Dude, listen to that, but dude, that vocals that at the start, dude, listen to that.
I am the Word Wizard. Welcome to my cave.
Dude, you could even leave that, bro. Am I fucking wrong? Whoo! I'm the word, dude. He would say shit, dude. Hold up, let me see. He would say when you got a thing wrong, because you'd be running through this cave in this game, right? And if you got it, like he would say stop. Voice. Main set sounds.
Spell. 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 You found all the crystals. Now find your way out. To continue, enter the correct spelling. Almost, but not quite. You need work on that one. It's getting darker. Keep up the good work. Not bad. You're right. Fantastic.
You could use those as drops in the song. The fact that all of those sounds are collated with a search is so fucking cool. You could use select parts of those drops to fill it out. It sounds like Speak and Spell. It does, yeah. It's getting darker. Boom, 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 boom. Mix and match too. Mix that fucking voice up with the fucking Aztec Challenge or the Forbidden Forest, bro. It's like, I just feel like it's like a garden of samples. It's just like pluck something, bro. Nobody's using that shit. Nobody's sampling that shit. Nobody's up on game. Except you. Bum 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 bum. Oh shit, bro. I can't remember. I don't think this one's as good, but maybe. It's another one that I remember having a pretty decent one, but I don't. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. It's actually not bad. There's another banger there. Mail Order Monsters C64. Like I said, dude, banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. Drop the phone like a mic. It's just banger after banger, man. It's like the bones of some beautiful fucking dirty ass rap beat. Some dirty ass, trappy ass shit. Oh, this makes me want to motorboat it. Dude, I think we could mine. Dude, Andrew, that's why, like, whenever I get fucking moved, I'm hoping we can come together and fucking get in a studio together a little bit, because I've got some idea. I've got some ideas, bro. I think that we could, like, mine my fucking experience in the 80s for some great fucking samples and shit. You know, and that's kind of how I am. Like, you've worked with me a little bit. I'm not a great beat maker, but I'm a great sample thinker. And I'm a great, like, drop a little of this, or drop this out, or, you know what I mean? Like, and so I think we'd work together in an interesting way, but I think about it a lot. Oh, dude, we'd cook up some shit, bro. 100%. We'd be flexing. Muzak. Yeah. I was obsessed with sampling back in the day. Me and my friends used to have this like 2-track recorder, double cassette recorder, and we loved waiting until everybody in the world that we thought of was asleep, like the sun's just coming up. We've been up all night chilling and smoking and making songs and stuff. And we would record the TV, but with somebody on the remote just like changing the channels like at random intervals, you know, quickly though. So you could hear all the crazy shit people were saying on like, you know, really what amounted to super late night, super early morning TV. And we would find sample after sample after sample after sample for our songs that way, just farming it. And it was almost like a creative process in and of itself to find it, because you were just reaching into the grab bag of channel surf. And whatever came out, you know what I mean? It was awesome. And I kind of missed that experience, or missed that, because you know, I'm not a beat maker, I'm not a fucking producer guy. But if I was, I would farm that shit, bro, because there was so much wild shit going on. But how do you do that other than to go back in time to like 1996 and channel surf and record it? So we've got a couple of songs that are up in various ways, not songs really, more like art pieces, where it's like early morning Madtown is what we called it, where we reversed some of our B-sides and outtakes and shit and then put it over channel surfing. And it was the end of the De La album. It was like our outro song. And it was made up of a ton of little outtakes from the band, played in reverse, played at normal speed, sped up, slowed down. And then the, you know, background radiation of the track was, you know, us channel surfing in the wee hours of the morning. Just, you know what I mean? So it wasn't meant to be something that people would listen to over and over again, but we were all very passionate about that being the outro to De La, which was the album that I did in high school. You said you had a robot toy tape recorder thing in that alien story. Did it say anything worth a sample? His name was Rob Jr. Let me see if I can find him. I didn't have him, by the way. It was my best friend's toy. Rob Jr. 80s robot. Rob. No, that's not him. That's wrong. God, I can't remember what he was called. It's trying to give me the Nintendo one. That was Rob. What was his name? Let's see. 80s robot tape player? It might just be just some old fucking toy thing. No, that ain't him. 2XL, yes.
Thank you for turning me on. I am 2XL, the smartest toy robot in the world.
This is him.
And if you don't believe me, just come a little closer, and I will try to prove it to you. In this program, I will do most of the work. All you have to do is to follow my instructions carefully, and only press my buttons after I say the word now. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you a...
So so that right there in the chest of him there, under that Tiger 2XL, is a tape deck. And one of those buttons down there would let you play, rewind, fast forward. So you could use him as basically like a speaker to play your music. That's not true. It's right under his neck. See, it says play. And you had to put a certain tape in to get him to do this. So this whole like little program was part of his toy thing, but you could put any tape you wanted in it and hit play there. See how it says play, stop, record right under his little chin? And when you were recording with him, when you spoke, the way you knew your voice was being picked up was,
Is this the first time?
you see how his mouth lights up? So as you spoke, it would flash to let you know that what you were saying was being recorded on the tape. It's pretty neat, right?
This is the one I had, the Robo Sapien.
See, that one is dope. I've seen him. I saw him at a mall, I think, in Seattle, of all places. It may not have been him, but it was one like him that did all the like kind of acrobatic moves, and he could walk a little bit and sit down and stand on one leg. And
Yeah, I got the first edition of him in 2004.
Robo Sapien.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, Robo Sapien. I never had one of those. I was way too old when Robo Sapien came out to justify buying myself a Robo Sapien. But I kind of wanted one, though. I'm not going to lie. Robo Sapien was pretty dope.
I figured I'd play a little game since you said you weren't hungry yet, but now I'm gamed out. I'm gonna start it.
Yeah, no worries. I'll wrap this. My phone's going to die here in like 30 minutes, 40 minutes anyway.
It's
So
gonna take about an hour. I just figured I'd play a little game since you said you weren't hungry when I first asked you.
yeah, no worries. I want to play some Monkey Souls later. You had Robo Sapien, yeah. Dude, there was some wild fucking shit from the 80s that I think if you looked at it, because like some of it is on the face of it not immediately sampleable, I don't think. But like I've been obsessed, like another one, I just try and reach back to the songs that were like earworms for me that stuck with me my whole childhood. So like the intro theme to the Mask cartoon, M-A-S-K, Mask, which nobody talks about. It's like an 80s cartoon that wasn't super popular for long. But as a little boy, I was obsessed with it and the toys of it. And it's got like one of the fucking dopest sampleable songs. I won't play it again because I rocked out to it the other day. But I just feel like that my childhood is a gold mine of samples. Because there's like some shit, like, I can't play too much of it, but I'll tell you another thing I used to think of back after I got into hip hop. I'll play you another little fucking sampleable thing. I'm just on a roll tonight. I'm not saying you have to do anything with this, Andrew. If you got shit to do, I'm just like on a roll. Let me see. I just gotta find the right spot. It's a Lovin' Spoonful song. Is it right at the beginning? Yeah, I just gotta find the... Hold up, let me just do this. Hold up. I think it's after this first hook. Or the first chorus. Hold on. Okay, hold on. This right here, bro. Tell me this isn't a sample, right? This is Lovin' Spoonful, Summer in the City, right at 119 in the track, right? So about halfway through the song is this is the breakdown. looped. See what I mean, dude? That part of the song was my favorite shit. That breakdown where everything goes away and it's just boom, 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 boom. See what I mean, dude? My brain is packed full of this shit. My left stroke just went viral. I feel that same way, dude. I feel like it's just a matter of time, bro. A matter of time, bro. It's probably a minor smoking on that broccoli. Or whatever the fuck, man. Alright. That's what rocks today, huh? I'm just glad I'm not alone. There's quite a few people out there that don't really vibe with Kendrick. When will we see Andrew and Paul at Live Aid? Dude, I hope to have Andrew as a featured guest at the next meetup. It's just we've had to kick the fucking meetup. It just wasn't happening. The back east venues, we didn't book it. Like, I'll be honest with you, too much dithering, too much waiting, too much, oh, I'm going to check on this, check on that. We got to be decisive. We got to book it like 6 months in advance. And we just couldn't get it done before the end of the year, so... But 2025 is going to be a big year and a big show. I would like my dream guest list, right? Let me give you my dream guest list because well, this is a thing I floated. I don't know that I'll get this, but I would like to do a bigger stage show this year, meaning more acts before, like more opening acts, right? And so here's my dream guest list. Well, we'll get you there, Andrew. You ain't gotta fucking worry about that shit. Like, you're coming to perform, we'll get you there. But that aside, right? I would love to have Andrew come do some of the old classics, do some of his new shit, maybe even have a Beauregard run-in, or do Salty Paul with Andrew. That would be dope. I'd love to have the God Bombs back because our DVDs started going out to pre-order people. Those of you that didn't get to come to the Vegas meetup don't know. The God Bombs absolutely shredded the stage, bro. They're legit fucking amazing, like kind of industrial Manson, Nine Inch Nails inspired kind of sound. But don't let that fool you. They ripped the stage, right? So I want to have Andrew, I want to have God Bombs, and I want to have Goat versus Fish, bro. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if in that order, but those are my three dream performers for the next meetup. Will the patrons get to see the last one on video at some point? At some point after, because we've done pre-orders now. Once those are all out, we're going to make the DVD uncustomized and unsigned, or not the DVD, the Blu-ray. Sorry, I'm fucking ancient. The Blu-ray available for people to purchase. And then once sales of that, I think we're going to do it the same way too. It's going to be like we'll have an order period, so you can order the DVD now, and then once we've got however many sold, we send that number to the company, they print them, we send them out. And then once those two things have been exhausted, I think there are plans for us to probably put it up for like VOD, right? So you pay a lower amount of money, and you can watch it, you know, stream it or whatever. So. I'm going to make the next meeting come hell or high water, especially because it'll be East Coast. Yeah, well, that's what we hope, right? Can't account for future events, but that's the target zone. I mean, Scotty's got some wild, lofty-ass plans, bro, because we had to kick this. He's like, I want to do Europe fucking next year. And he's like, I want to knock out New York. And then I want us all to fucking just leave from New York and land in Britain, and I want to do a couple of meetup venues across Europe. And I was like, damn. Dude, if Scotty can quarterback that, because he's going to have to. I don't know shit fuck all about venues and contacting people overseas and shit. I've never been... Dude, I went to Tijuana a couple of times, and I went on a cruise one time that stopped in Puerto Vallarta and fucking Cancun, okay? All right? And Cabo. All right, that's what I know of the world outside of the United States. So I'm going to be completely useless in that. Scotty's going to have to fucking quarterback that shit. But if, you know, if it comes together, it comes together. I'm fucking 100% down. I've always wanted to go to Europe, so it's like, you know, double plus good for me. You guys come to Australia. Well, I don't know. That ain't really on the menu yet, but like I'm telling you, dude, if we can do, because here's the vision. It's like Scotty's vision, but I share it because we kind of talked about it just informally, but kind of he was very emphatic. We do a big NYC blowout meetup, right? We have like a chill day afterwards to decompress from that. And then the day after that, we fly out of NYC. We land in Britain, right? I don't know if we'll do a meetup in London, but we might. It's just not high on my fucking list, but I'll hear the guys out. I know there's a lot of people that would come to it. But I think like a Netherlands meetup. I think like a Berlin meetup. And dude, I'm pushing for some crazy kind of like places that I've always wanted to go that I think we could do a banger of a meetup in, dude. Banger of a meetup. I think we could do a banger of a meetup in Poland, bro. What's Poland's capital? Warsaw. Bro, I'm not even kidding you, bro. I saw a whole ass like documentary like 5 or 6 years ago about the Warsaw like music and underground scene and shit. The venues are just perfect, right? I know we've got all these Eastern European fans and shit. Yeah, dude. Yeah, buddy. I would love to do Spain. I would love to do I see. Here's the thing: is like this would also be a facility for us to travel and enjoy ourselves, right? So it's like we land in London, and you know, my thing is like London is the easiest landing spot, and then I think we hop a fucking channel or whatever and go to France. We chill for a couple of days, recoup from our jet lag, then we do a big fucking meetup in Nice or Paris, right? And then, or somewhere adjacent, right? We just do a big French meetup. Then we do Spain, maybe. Then we do Berlin. And then if we throw in one more, I would really advocate for like Warsaw or Prague. I don't really want to do a meetup in Italy, dude. In fact, Paris is probably bad, but maybe Nice would be better. Maybe Amsterdam. See, I don't know. It's just the guys have mixed feedback on the potentiality of an Amsterdam meetup, you know. I know Warsaw goes hard. I know they do. What's wrong with Paris? Tourist trap, bro. I want to visit there, but like the idea of trying to book a meetup in fucking Paris is just not, dude. It's not the easiest fucking, it's just tourist trap city, you know, and I don't really want that experience. it's like even when we do this East Coast meetup, you know, when we were kind of close to booking a place, and had we done it, I think it would have worked, but we just waited too fucking long. It would have been in like Nyack, like West Nyack, I think, which is, I think it's like a 40-minute or 30-minute commute outside of New York. Like we were not, like the venues in New York City. Oh my God. See, that's the thing, Phoebes, is I want to go to Ireland. I don't know that anybody has any fucking interest, but I would do an Edinburgh meetup. Fuck yeah. I would do an Edinburgh meetup and a Dublin meetup. What now? Maybe we land in London and then we hop, skip, and a jump over the fucking puddle. We take a nice little ferry over to Dublin, we do. Right there on the west or the eastern coast. We do Ireland, and then we hop, skip, or maybe we do like, we land in London, we hop, skip, and a jump up to Edinburgh, right? Then we take, from Edinburgh, we go to Dublin. Then from Dublin, we go to Warsaw. Then from Warsaw, we go to, where's the place that would be a banging place? The bangingest. Lisbon. Wrap the tour. I know Budapest is on my list, bro, but look, dude, I can't do a meetup in every goddamn, we ain't got that type of fan base over there. We got a lot of people that spend money from Europe, but not enough to fucking cash in 4 fucking times or more, right? 3 big meetups is what we got. I'm thinking it's fucking DFF takes Edinburgh, DFF takes Dublin, DFF takes fucking Lisbon, and then DFF special event, micro event in Warsaw, bro. A small, intimate venue. Yup. That's the plan, bro. In between those, we do our own little sightseeing and traveling on the trains and shit. Yeah, let's go to Kyiv. I heard the nightclub, never mind, I'm not gonna say that. That's, you know what, that's very insensitive, Paul Zigo. You're not gonna make that joke, all right? Hit the brakes, bro. I was gonna, it's fucking not even funny, and it's sad, you know, honestly. All right, fuck it. I heard the nightclub scene there really blew up in the last couple years. Okay? But look, I said that reluctantly. Okay? I stopped it. I pulled it back, okay? And I said it reluctantly and under duress from my fucking chat, okay? And I said it wasn't even that funny. I didn't even want to say it, but I was peer pressured. Yeah, dude, if you blame anybody, dude, cancel Phoebes, okay? Because it was Phoebes what made me say that horrible 90s thing that I said. Too soon, okay? Too soon. That joke might have went off, you know, maybe 5 or 10 years from now, but probably not, because nobody's going to remember Ukraine 5 or 10 years from now. Dude, DFF Ukraine live in the trenches with the God bombs playing in the middle of a battlefield, and us fucking like holding up shields around them and trying to block bullets and shit, and then somebody's filming it with drones and shit. Holy fuck, bro. Oh man. And that joke really bombed. That joke really blew up in my face, you know what I mean? You can get Dylan lived. Live from the Donbass, it's Deep Fat Fried. It would be pretty epic piece of video though. But yeah, it wouldn't, I don't think we'd get to rock along. From what from the news reports, I don't think there's many places we could rock out like that. 3 seconds of rock, 1 horrible second of death. You can't be serious. Dude, yeah, Dylan could help set it up, dude. We're in Europe. We may as well fucking pop on over to Kyiv, right? Head to the Donbass. Fucking Dylan can infiltrate us in and get us in with some kind of weird military group, right? That takes us to the front with all our gear, helps us set up. And we play a fucking massive rock concert for everybody on the battlefield, Ukrainian and Russian alike, bro. We're like, hey, we want to pause everything and rock this fucking place. Da, da, da. Dude, we get, you know who would blow it up the best, though? But I don't know that they would fucking risk themselves, is if we could get fucking Prodigy. Even though the fucking, the addict or whatever guy he died, you know? But I saw Prodigy rocking the house the other day, just like a live show thing. Bro. Dude, nobody would be, they wouldn't keep lobbing bombs, bro. Temporary truce. And now, Prodigy. Change my pitch up, smack my bitch up. Yep. Dude, have you seen that concert? Dude, the footage from that Red Square USSR concert was fucking insane, bro. I don't think I've ever seen a crowd like that. Like, I've seen some hyped up crowd footage and shit, and I've been in some hyped up crowds, but I don't think I've ever seen energy at a show like that, bro. Ever in my fucking days. Yeah, the pew, they like to use that type of shit, but I miss the era where top billing musicians were doing batshit crazy stuff. Oh yeah, like didn't I'm not a big fan, but didn't U2 do a bunch of concerts, like inadvisable concerts around the world? And nice beard, bro. Yeah, thanks. I work really hard at it. It's really hard to not shave, you know, every single day. I really worked hard at it, you know. To wake up in the morning and go like, yeah, I'm going to save that uncomfortable 15 minutes and just not do it. You know, it was tough. I know Michael Jackson did a Congo show. He did a number of African shows that were kind of wild. And it's not like unheard of for people to do those types of shows now. They just don't get publicized in the same way, you know. But it was a very meaningful thing for the Beatles to play in Russia for the fucking, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. It was like music trying to build a barrier between two countries that were looking to kill each other, you know. And I don't really feel like music is doing much of that anymore. or like music trying to be a bridge to these countries that, you know, or just generationally hate each other for their difference in politics and shit. Oh yeah, We Are the World and what's that? What's that other one that they did too? There was another one that a bunch of people got together and did that got popular. But like Live Aid, yeah. I mean, look up that concert, and look up prior to that there was another one. What was that one? Fuck, it happened in the '80s, and it was like just everybody big. Queen did it. Which one am I thinking of? Was that Live Aid as well? No, not Woodstock. This was like the '80s, bro. It was like a big benefit concert that was Live Aid. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, I think I'm done. Have a good night.